Hey, MP. It's your world. We just live it.
It's go time for the Pelicans here at home. Here they are coming down the tunnel earlier in their finest attire. Hi, everyone. We've got a good one for you tonight. It's Game 3 of the NBA Cup for both of these teams. Let's get started. Alongside Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we got another seat right here. In the NBA, no better insider than Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, great to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. It's great to be here. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Look at Richard Jefferson. He's like a kid in a candy store. He cannot wait to talk to you.
Yes, we love RJ.
And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for Stephen Curry.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Some kind of shooting in the backcourt for him. It's Curry and Hield. Jonathan Kuminga out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Payton in at the 3 spot. And for New Orleans, Williamson out there with Trey Murphy. Then there's Big Dog. Then there's McCollum. And it's Messi in at the 5 down low. And some question marks for Zion Williamson and the Pelicans moving forward, Shams. What is your sense of how attached to Zion the Pelicans are right now?
The Pelicans learned last year that you can build around Zion Williamson. The struggle, though, is to keep him healthy. I'm told that the Pelicans are really happy about the way Zion Williamson showed last year that he can be on the court. And the Pelicans, I'm told, really believe in Zion Williamson. But there's really no way to find equal talent if they were to ever look to trade him. So the Pelicans have to wait it out and see how they can continue to compete in the West with Zion Williamson.
Quickly, do you think they have enough around him? Do you like the parts around Williamson?
I do. The biggest thing in New Orleans, though, is staying healthy. We see a healthy group, a healthy Zion Williamson for the entire run of the playoffs. That's what everyone, not only in New Orleans, but the basketball world wants to see.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Curry. Last game he had 28 points. And the Warriors dynasty with their core seemingly over. You never want to completely stretch them out. But, Shams, how are we going to remember the run that this remarkable franchise has had?
You could make a case that the 2017 team might be the best to ever play, and the Warriors have become an elite franchise in NBA history. It might be a while since we see a dynasty quite like this, especially with the big 3 of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson.
Hall of Famers, great coaching, solid ownership. They had it all. And so it's Golden State with it. The Pelicans make their last shot.
0 for 3, not the start they're looking for.
Covington against Teal. Shoots from the elbow. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
Now here's Curry. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post.
You never want to foul Curry. He's pretty much the best free throw shooter ever.
Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities. I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
A little bit ago, Willie Green and I were able to chat. We talked about the daunting task of facing Steph Curry. Coach said Curry makes your entire five guard him. Steph might be the best conditioned player in the league. He is constantly moving. It makes him so difficult to track. So, of course, it's not just Curry shooting that presents problems. Guys?
Thank you, David. Shams, with as often as you've interacted with front offices all over the NBA, have you noticed any changes with how franchises operate with both the players and the media and that relationship and where it may be headed?
Everything has to be more specialized now in the organizations, but you're seeing true partnerships develop with teams and their players, especially their top players. The teams have to pay more attention now to data, to metrics than ever before. And the relationship between the top players in the organization, that is very, very important. And the teams that do a good job of managing relationships, of managing expectations, that is clearly what separates the elite teams with the bottom teams. And certainly players in today's generation are very, very polished when it comes to the game.
You frame that so well. Covington's shot is off.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
McCollum against Curry. Shot by Hield, nobody around, and a miss there on the triple.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Covington's shot is off.
Even though he had space, there is never an easy fadeaway.
Hield kicks to Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you've got to shoot your way out of the slump.
All right, we're taking shots that I'm not even taking. I don't like that mechanic, 2K.
Rebound in a bucket, that's just great fundamentals.
A three-pointer is right on target.
And when Curry is shooting while in rhythm, he is lights out. Nothing you can do to stop him.
Now, here's Covington. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. McCollum deciding where to go with it. 6 to shoot. Again, Covington missing. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Trailing by 5. Their last encounter was in the Bay Area.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And a lot of that begins with effort. Putting in the work and closing out possession should make this a much more contested game. See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
For 3, Covington gets it to go from beyond the arc. Covington's got 16.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three.
He's making a change here. Santos is checked in. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. For 3, Covington. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
They've got Big Dog. Jones is out there with Trey Murphy. Then there's Murray. And it's Robinson Earl in at the center. That's the Pelicans 5. When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys on.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. New Orleans making a switch here. Williamson's checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Spencer's checked in. New Orleans leading by 3. Outside, Covington. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far. Hey, Shams, for the past decade that you've been a major player in the NBA, it's been LeBron's league, it's been Curry's league. Who else is going to take over this league, you think, coming up around the corner?
Given the NBA Finals we just had, have to throw in Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Luka Doncic into the fold as far as faces of the NBA. But Nikola Jokic is so good. He will be one of the guys for a while. Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have to mention him as well. But ultimately, you have to also keep an eye on Victor Wembanyama, the way that Victor Wembanyama could take over the league. And already, so early, was so special. Victor Wembanyama is someone to keep an eye on.
Okay, they just passed a note down to me, our gang here. What about Anthony Edwards at Minnesota? He's another one, right? Young American player who is really making an impact.
Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, you have to consider those two as well. And it's special, the crop of young players that we have coming up in this league. One of them is sure to emerge as this generation's, whether you want to call him Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, there will be a face on this squad.
And we cannot wait. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Pelicans are putting the ball in Zion Williamson's hands. He said, I'm just playing chess within the game, seeing how the defense is guarding me. I'm going to pick my spots. My teammates trust me to make the right decision, but they also trust me to be me when that time is right. Kevin, I'll let you be you.
And I love when you are you, David. Thank you so much. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for DeJounte Murray. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
Loose ball. Wow.
They did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Olynyk, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And here's Covington from the arc. And the Pelicans get it back. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And it just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's Curry, and Covington sends it back. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, throws down the alley-oop slam.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Here's Curry, following the score by New Orleans. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Finds himself wide open and drills it. And that's now 10 points for Stephen Curry. Covington against Curry. Olynyk, a screen on Curry. And here's Covington from the arc. It's good from long range. And the Pelicans lead by 16.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. The one goal they had coming into this game was to not let Curry beat them. And so far, their defense on Steph has been tremendous. And
The defense on Steph has been tremendous.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games. You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day.
Man, you know what? It is pretty unreal they pay us to do this. Did I say that out loud?
Wait, you guys get paid?
Well, yeah, we wouldn't sit here and deal with you for free.
You gotta call my agent now.
And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well for the New Orleans Pelicans.
The offense has been well engineered, kind of like diesel engine, but much, much more advanced. More like a jet.
Yeah, that diesel engine gonna show you real power when that camera turns off.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And you know, Big Dog has been really making it happen, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Some kind of shooting in the backcourt for him. It's Curry and Heel. Trace Jackson-Davis out there with Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Payton in at the three. 5 to shoot. Here's Curry. Curry getting it done inside.
He's a magician inside. Curry always finds a window.
Outside, Covington. And that one's clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Now the Pelicans have lost in the first
Kirby
round.
cut this shit off and work his ass out.
2 of the last 3 years.
And with how good the West is right now, they knew they couldn't stand pat. They felt the urgency to make some changes this offseason in order to take the next step.
And he makes both free throws. Richard, we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade.
Where there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
Outside, Covington. Takes a 3. The rebound by Payton.
Oh, he really wanted that triple. Even though he missed, I really like the competitiveness I'm seeing.
There's the pick. Curry in the lane. Can't connect from short range.
Nothing just seems to be bouncing his way today. Mama said there'd be days like this. They have missed his production.
Lets it go from deep. Covington's shot is off. Warriors trail by 13. Pass to Jackson-Davis for the 3. And another 3 for Golden State.
He notched one deep ball in the first half, but you start to get the
Come on,
feeling
switch.
he's finding his rhythm out there now.
And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Curry against Covington. And it's off from three-point range. Curry deciding where to go with it. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. G.A., what do you think?
There could be some truth to
Don't
that.
get enough.
He gets
Wow, I just
held
seen
and
3 right here, didn't
anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Robinson Earls checked in. Good, another from 3.
Well, folks, if you haven't been following his story since coming into the league, for all-time NBA rookies, he's now 5th place in three-pointers made.
You know, he's worked on his craft and improved in a short time here in his rookie season. He's got that beautiful touches we've seen from deep guys, but that's definitely not the only way he can score. Pass to Covington. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league recalibrated its emphasis on fouling during last season. Commissioner Adam Silver said there was a sense that offensive players had too much of an advantage. So an adjustment was made. Fans want great offense, but they want players to be allowed to play defense as well. I think that's what we're seeing. Kevin, it's a welcome change.
Welcome indeed, no doubt about it, D.A. It's Covington on the wing. Fires the 3. That one's not going to go. And here's Curry, who brings it up for Golden State. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Payton looking around. Tries it from 19, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Back to Curry. Shoots over Covington. Curry can't get it to go.
And the defense was all over him once he got in close. Didn't want him to get too comfortable.
Pass to Jackson Davis. Back to Curry. Shoots. Three-pointer heel. Good on the triple. Now just a 4-point Pelican lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. For 3, Covington, and he's good on the 3-ball. Covington's got 39.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Curry is inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Great shooting for him at the foul line tonight. 7 of 7.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
6 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Covington. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
He didn't even look worried about the time on the clock. Nice way to end a quarter.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And how about a look now at our assist to the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page, woo.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And it's the Pelicans with the ball. At one point, they led by 16. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Cambridge Fieldhouse. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. McCollum and Jones are your wingmen. Williamson out there with Kelly Olynyk, and it's Covington in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt here.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Warriors trail by 9.
Come on, man.
Here's Spencer. Pass to Pajemski. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. No good with the layup.
And they continue to control.
Oh, wow!
That is powerful.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. To the inside. And the slam by Moody.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Outside, Covington releases, and he gets the jumper to drop. Covington's got 49 points in the game.
Ooh, he's been the guy tonight. Really impressive performance.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. Now, his tone was pretty serious. He said, you guys need to prove you're in this. No one else can do it for you. Time to pour on the gas. We'll see if that fire gets lit, guys.
Thanks so much, David. Here's Covington. Again, what an avalanche. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy. It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, G.A. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Curry, good.
Things are heating up for him behind the arc. He only had 1 3 in the first half, but now he's up to 3 in the second.
For 3, Covington buries it from 3-point range. Covington's got 54 points.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
It's Curry outside, and another 3 for Golden State.
Nobody answers.
I'm coming right back at you, buddy.
Stephen Curry.
Covington against Curry. Jacks up a 3. Covington's shot is off. Warriors trail by 8. Peyton passes to Kuminga. Cloak loose. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Covington with the bucket.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
And so Curry will bring it up for Golden State. It's a 10-point game. From deep three-point land, Messi grabs the rebound. Messi's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And the dunk by Covington.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Pelicans.
their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And once they polish off.
Come on, knock. Yeah.
This win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Big Dog.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And it's the Warriors' ball, down by 12. No one near Curry. As he lets it go, and the Warriors miss again. Outside Covington, and good, he hits it again.
Make that 61 point.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. And with that, they remain undefeated in group play.
And with just one good matchup left, it looks like we'll be seeing them in the next round of the NBA Cup.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for...
Incredible shooting out there, MP. Son, you win so many games, I'm running out of things to say.